Oh my god,
Wow.
let's see it.
This is serious.
Surprise! It's everyone's birthday.
Everyone.
Whoa.
Oh, this camera's frozen.
That
Now it
rules.
actually is frozen.
Whose birthday?
After all that, it actually is frozen. That's great.
All of them.
All the leaves.
Everyone
all at
in the
once.
house.
All of them all at once.
Do you know whose birthday it is? It's your birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday, everyone.
Happy birthday, everybody. Everyone joining us. Happy birthday to you as well. It's everyone's birthday. The camera is frozen. We'll take a look at that cake.
So ready.
There you go. Wow. All right. There's Praxis's crotch.
That rules.
Look at that nuclear cake. This is awesome. Are we going to light those on fire?
They are sparklers.
Turn the lights off. Let's light the cake on fire. Happy birthday, everybody. Birthday time. Inside first? I don't know how to do this. I'm scared of it too already.
Yeah,
Cake is a light.
This whole episode tonight, by the way, is about people getting burned, pretty much.
We're melted.
Yeah, or melted.
Listening to the cake.
Listen to the cake. Yo, live from fucking Cuyahoga Studios. Live from Easy Town Studios. Everyone be very quiet. I'm going to turn the gain up.
I think we should blow this out soon.
Okay. Alright, turn the gain off.
Alright. Are we ready? Should we all blow it? Should we all
Oh, should we all blow it together? We should all blow together because it's everyone's birthday.
How many party hats?
Let's blow.
1, 2.
Do they come back to life?
Does not
Oh, now we're all in the dark. It's very pretty.
Yay.
It's so much nicer to do the right things instead of the wrong things. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. This is I can't believe people still talk to each other.
Like when you never change your mattress. One day it gets up and goes walking around. I want you to stop telling me these things. Well, that's what happened to that fucking suit. Got up, climbed out of the trash, opened the door of the shed. When I woke up in the night, it was standing over me, like an accusing specter. You're telling me that you were visited by haunted clothing last night? I'm telling you how terrible today is gonna be. Do you, not understand what I'm saying? It sounds like you're telling me that you live in a haunted house. You're gonna want to put yourself in these chemicals to cool off by the end of this. And what does that have to do with the haunted suit? Your suit is gonna be so drenched in DNA, sticky grease, and chemicals that by tonight, it'll be walking around the house, looking in the fridge, terrifying the neighbors. Yeah, we should stop talking. I'm telling you that it's gonna be fucking hot. It is hot. It is already hot. It is hot right now. I know a guy whose tattoos melted off from these things. No, you don't. Yeah, I would totally get a tattoo. What? I always kind of thought I should have one on my dick, man. And now we're talking about dicks. Well, why the fuck can't we get tattoos on our dicks? We? Who's we? It could be all weird and transform into a mighty spear. If you don't shut up about painting your dick, I'm gonna paint you with this acid. Also, it is hot as hell, and my suit is already starting to come to life, and I can barely breathe in here because it is like being inside of a lung. It could be double-sided. Yeah, okay, so I'm trying, yeah, that's right. I'm trying to stop talking to you. I can't believe people still talk to each other.
Yo. All right, well, good. Praxis. My guest tonight is Praxis Seizure. Everyone, thank you as always so much for tuning in. What's going on? Let's put on a little bit of music and turn the volume down.
Twitch moderator.
This is, of course, evil Praxis Seizure. We're going to talk about It Is Happening. The show and the world itself are coming to an end.
Yeah,
Tonight,
it seems so.
live on twitch.tv. It does seem so. So we all better prepare ourselves. Oh,
The real Praxis.
yeah,
is in
what
a
happened?
cage.
Were you just...
Not that kind of evil.
Balls, 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 balls,
Especially
balls, 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 balls.
Well, it's
I'm
smacking you in the
punching your
forehead.
head.
It's just
I was asking you what happened at 3 Mile Island.
Well, almost bad things happened. But
Almost,
not
but
really
not quite.
all that
What is the
much.
situation that we're glad did not occur at, or I don't know how glad we are.
We're very.
How are you glad?
I'm pretty glad.
You're pretty glad that
I might have grown up as a mutant, like rat baby,
you might have gotten to not grow up at all.
or that.
You got something against mutant rat babies?
3 Mile Island did not burn?
I got something against a whole series of humans. Like that's where the melon heads came from.
Yo, Jacko, what's up, everyone? What's
I
going
thought that was
on?
an inbreeding thing.
It was, but you know the same process applies.
Yeah, well, some people say, well, certainly some people say they escaped from Fairfield Hills.
That's one place.
Yeah.
What?
You don't, are you serious?
Never
You
heard
don't,
of that.
oh my god, where's the fucking book?
I've been in Fairfield Hills and I never saw a single melon.
No, I don't think
No,
that's
they're
the
not
case.
in there anymore.
No.
That's where they.
Oh.
Because they all left.
Yeah, we're gonna draw a picture of a nuclear reactor. Because after the kinds of things that have gone on involving plutonium
2019
and 2019, I don't know how much plutonium
is in 2019.
has been a problem this year particularly.
Probably not enough plutonium. Reactors are simple. They look like R2-D2.
Is this upside down or right side?
It's upside down for them.
Okay. Oh, there's some joints. These are tobacco cigarettes. Shit, one's on the floor though.
That's fine.
Okay.
Send it to me. It's like R2-D2. Yeah. And you can call those fallopian tubes.
Oh, so it is upside down. Do you know what it is actually a drawing of?
The
Oh.
android.
It's something. Yeah, it's a cow.
It's a cow. That's what.
Alright, so
All right. So the first step to nuclear science:
is make a cow.
draw a cow. A cylindrical, a squat cylinder with a hat on it.
It's got 4 hats.
4 hats.
Well, no, it's got 1 hat. And then R2-D2's in a box.
I wasn't entirely sure exactly how we were gonna do this, but I like the way we're doing it.
Alright, and so that's R2-D2's box.
Okay.
And so inside of R2-D2,
Is this gonna be like the fucking Ratlin Bog or whatever, where there's like a frog inside of a cow inside
Yeah.
of a, and that wiggled and jiggled and tickled inside of her?
nuclear turducken.
A nuclear turducken. Okay, where's the plutonium? That's what I want to
Alright,
hear
so
about. How do you melt people?
inside-
I told them we were gonna talk about what's the best way to melt people.
Just throw it at them.
Plutonium.
Yeah, sure.
We have many rods inside of the core.
You have many
Is
sticks.
this the core?
That is the core.
Okay.
And then in between the sticks you have water.
Highly, highly purified water.
Very, very clean water.
What happens if it's like bad water?
Then you get more plutonium, unfortunately. Actually,
Oh.
fortunately.
But we want plutonium.
And more
If we
fission.
want, if we want plutonium, we need to make more, not water, for the neutrons to.
Oh, so like any bit of debris or garbage in the water?
It defeats the purpose of using water. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and then so some of those are made of uranium.
For those of us that do not have rockets and cannot go to Pluto, we got to figure out how we're getting plutonium. Right, the Ratlin Bog, yes. Down
Down in the Valley-O.
Yeah, down in the Valley-O, we're making plutonium. What's an element look like?
Like that.
Let's start here. Is it you?
It's so it's 92 up in front, up in the corner, up left corner,
Yep, that's the atomic weight.
left corner. That's
That's
your
my
other
left.
left. Oh, that's your left.
This is the top. Right?
That's the top.
Yes, that's the top of the screen.
92,
Excuse me. All right, 92 here.
and then 238.
That was a good year.
here,
Because that's the isotope.
and then big U.
All right. That's what uranium looks like.
Normal stuff.
Right.
And then
Every rod of, nuclear fuel is just a bunch of little blocks with the letter U and the numbers on it.
just
Is it
cards.
back? Is it? All right. Well, that's what uranium looks like in the
mirror.
In the mirror dimension. Yeah.
You have to look at it in the mirror.
Where we all draw our goatees on ourselves with magic marker.
If you dig deep enough in Minecraft, you can find blocks with the U on them. That's uranium.
Yeah, is that true?
I have no idea.
Oh.
So now we're gonna turn uranium.
We're
into...
gonna find out. We're gonna do a special episode where we learn about Fortnite. Are you ready for it? How do you feel about
I'm
that?
afraid of that.
Yeah, all right. off screen, Harabs is dabbing. I assure you. Let the record show. So uranium would look like a lump of crap
It's just
with
a pellet,
92 of these.
pretty much.
This is what a uranium atom looks like. It looks like a giant. It looks like a spirograph, like crazy. All right, so. Should we start at the beginning or should we start at making plutonium?
Well,
I'm getting like this is. You guys know what atoms are, right?
No.
Dude, can we skip this part and get to
Internet
the
does not
plutonium?
know what atoms
All right, so you know,
Steve's boyfriend.
U stands for. U stands for.
Break time.
So, all right. So, how many types of uranium are we working with, and are there lots of types, or are there mainly 2 types?
There are 3.
There are 3. Okay.
The main one is which naturally found is 238. Which
What's
means,
what's the atomic number?
92?
Oh, okay. Okay. So 238, is that the number of electrons?
No, 92 is also the number of electrons, but 238 is the number of protons plus neutrons. So there's a hell of a lot of neutrons in uranium.
Oh, so the isotope number is the total number of particles inside the nucleus?
Correct.
All right.
The other one that we use is 235, which is for bombs.
What's
for
off
nuclear
balance?
reactors.
The amount of protons or the amount of neutrons don't matter, or?
Protons never change,
Okay, so there's extra neutrons if the isotope is different?
or a deficiency of neutrons.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
For stability's purposes. None of them are
Which outbalances
truly-
the electrons in the cloud.
The protons do. The neutrons don't have any effect.
Oh, but that's what changes. That's
That's what changes the isotope number. We call
Okay.
it the atomic weight.
Yes.
There's the atomic number, which is the number of protons. Atomic weight is the number of protons and neutrons. Uranium-238 is 92 protons plus whatever the difference is in neutrons.
Okay.
238 is pretty stable, but it's still radioactive.
So we're starting with 238.
Okay, that's the first
We get it out of
most
the
common
ground.
isotope. But in there, less than 1%, about 0.7%, is uranium-235, which is missing 3 neutrons. And then even less than that...
238 will eventually become 235?
No, that
Oh.
can't happen.
Oh, the other way
By-
around, or?
No.
Neither of them
235
become the other?
Yeah, here's the fun part.
Okay.
So 235 is missing 3 neutrons, therefore making it less stable and prone to breaking apart into smaller atoms, smaller atomic number atoms like strontium and cesium and iodine. So you got uranium-238, most of it, uranium-235, which is the stuff we want because it makes energy, and then uranium-233, which we make by accident in nuclear reactors, which also you can break apart and make lots of energy with. I'm pretty sure we're all clear on what fission is. Fission is just
Yeah.
breaking apart the atoms into smaller ones. The fun part about nuclear reactors, it doesn't happen in bombs so much. I mean, it does, but it doesn't really matter. Bombs just go away because they explode.
Yeah.
But in nuclear reactors, when you break apart uranium-235, it creates 3 extra neutrons that are free to go.
Yeah.
And not much stuff does that, but uranium does, and so does plutonium. But when one of those neutrons hits a non-fissionable uranium-238, the stuff we can't break apart easily, that captures the neutron, and then it shoots off an electron. So I don't think anybody really believed this when they first started figuring this out, but neutrons can become protons and an electron. And electrons and protons, if you squish them hard enough, they can become neutrons. Wrap that around your head and smoke it.
Neutrons and electrons and protons squished together will become a neutron?
Yes. If squished together in the right way hard enough.
Into one neutron?
Into a neutron, yes. So
that makes sense. We got a negative and a positive and a whole.
Correct.
It's almost like a love story. There's almost like Evangelion in the basic components of all matter. All right, so we got 3 neutrons leaving
the uranium.
Yes.
And 1 or 2 get captured by the plutonium, and then it turns into uranium-239. Now that's really unstable.
It gets captured by plutonium to turn into
uranium? Sorry, it gets captured by uranium-238.
Yeah. That was the stable one.
Right. Okay. Or the more stable one.
Yes.
But then it becomes uranium-239, which is really unstable. And that immediately fires 2 of the neutrons in that atom, fire off electrons and called beta decay. And the electrons zoom out at like ridiculous energies and just fly away and make light and to smash stuff. And what you're left with is plutonium-94.
The atomic number is 94.
Right. The 2 neutrons that it had that were extra, the uranium, converted into protons. The electrons went away. And now you have a larger atom based on the protons.
Right.
So now you have plutonium-238, which is the same number of neutrons and protons. I'm sorry, the total neutrons and protons, but it's actually got more protons, so it's actually a different element.
Uranium. It's got a bunch of shit flying around it. We have it in rods in R2-D2. Now how do we get plutonium to melt people with?
So how you get poo?
Have you ever seen that scene in RoboCop?
Totally banned for talking about this stuff on Twitch.
Do you think so?
What?
Should we not be talking about our intentions on how to melt people? There's gonna be melting people on the stream later.
No.
You were talking about
practical effects.
Going to Nevada to buy assault rifles would be fine, but this kind of stuff you might get in trouble.
Okay. Well, in case I didn't play today. I meant to play the thing that says this is a work of fiction. But I want that to be assumed from now on about the stream. But it's not even. This is not for educational or any purposes.
Any cops that are watching right now, you have to say in chat that you're a cop or you're in traffic.
That's true. I know the law. You have to say in chat. Nitrous dioxide.
Right?
A guy melts in RoboCop.
Yeah.
Would a guy ever melt like this? If he was
covered in poo.
This is the situation. This is the. All right, we're gonna start it this way. This is how we're gonna get to where we're going. I'm gonna show you the effect I want to achieve.
Why is potassium K?
And you can.
No idea.
Does it have something to do with like?
Might be Roman or Greek.
Why don't they call it potassium?
This is the effect I'm trying to achieve, Praxis. Look closely. Watch what happens to this guy. Yeah, what's that stuff? Is that plutonium?
Sadly, not much.
Plutonium.
That's not plutonium?
No.
What is that stuff?
That's a lot of heavy water.
Look what happens to him. Heavy water.
Yes,
that's a thing?
Oh yes, reactors make heavy water.
Yeah, look at this guy. I saw this when I was like 6. I've never forgotten it. It's been burned into my brain like a large march.
That's why every canister of radioactive waste is this like greenish
splats on the windshield, right?
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's because his cells are moistening up.
His cells are moistening. So some of this is scientifically accurate, you think?
It's if you get really
Watch.
if you inject yourself.
Watch this shit. This gave me nightmares. I still think about this.
If you inject yourself with liters and liters of like
Hard
highly
water.
radioactive,
Oh god.
heavy water.
Oh
yeah.
god, he got John Travolta. Oh, it's the Beyonder probably. Oh.
No, that was Leland Palmer.
Just like, was it really? Oh, dude, just like the fucking
Totally
Toxic
Leland Palmer.
Avenger. We were gonna play the Toxic Crusader video game and we didn't, but we will someday maybe. Maybe not. Oh my god, watch this horror show. This gave me nightmares for 100 years. I'll have nightmares of this in my next life, I know I will. Oh god, there he is. Oh god. Oh! Oh!
Red ran the fuck over.
Kids,
Alright, Red Foreman blasted that man into pieces.
don't eat poo.
How do you avoid getting melted like that? That's not like just
That's
poop.
heavy water.
Oh, that's heavy water.
That's what that guy drove into.
Oh, okay. So that's what they were trying to get rid of. So what I spent my childhood terrified of in
Is
these yellow
deuterium,
barrels.
highly radioactive deuterium.
Yeah, that's heavy water.
Yeah. Just the fastest.
AKA the exploding barrels from Doom.
Right, those two.
Yes.
These
Yes.
barrels. I want to get a hold of some of these barrels. I was
You
telling him.
shouldn't say that kind of thing online, man.
Okay.
All right.
Um,
so
Nice, there's an emoji for that? That's awesome.
Oh yeah, they're abs. Yeah, exactly. Toxical. Yo. Yeah, the Toxic Avenger.
Yeah.
We're not going to show any shots from that. I don't think. I don't think there are any shots from that movie that don't have either nudity or like guts.
Yeah.
That are you familiar with the
It's
Toxic
like
Avenger?
Sergeant Kabuki Man.
Oh man,
Also
it's like
rated
the
PG
Toxic
or
Avenger.
whatever.
Trauma. The company. If anyone who's not familiar with the Toxic Avenger, like the company that made this movie made a bunch of movies, and actually we were talking about that scene in RoboCop at one point in the context of like. You figured something out?
yeah, I know it's kills you.
In the context of RoboCop had a lot of like action figures and like children's toys and shit.
Yeah.
And like it was really hard R. Look at that scene we just saw. That was
Crazy.
not for kids. Yo, Celix Rose, thank you so much. Holy shit. Thank you so much. I can't believe the alerts aren't going off. I normally don't have them going off during the show, but let's, Oh, we missed them all, didn't we? They might still go off. Thank you so much. Holy shit, thank you so much. You're amazing. Celix Rose, one of our new friends. Sorry, I'm knocking Praxis's microphone off, but that's so awesome. As I always say, you guys, the support means so goddamn much to me and all of us. I was talking to Praxis about the future of this show and shit and everything we're doing here. And it's so exciting. It's so awesome being here. Thank you so much, everyone, for everything. That is crazy. That is awesome. Enjoy those little emotes. In a minute, after we talk about the Toxic Avenger and stuff, we're going to talk about... I'm going to talk a little bit about what is going to happen next on the show and everything. And by next, I mean over the next several months. But I'll talk about what's going to happen next as well. Actually, what I'm doing right now is talking about what's going to happen next.
Segway.
You're talking about.
I'm talking about we're having a meeting to schedule the next meeting. The Toxic Avenger is even crazier because this is one of the most disgusting, fucked up, and just straight up disturbing ass movies I've ever seen. Are you familiar with like actual content of this actual movie?
No, actually, I've seen
most
of their other stuff from that era except that.
Yeah, I mean this one is rough.
Is it like Class of Nukem High?
It is like it is way. I think everything that I've ever seen is tamer than this. I think this is on a level.
It's like Cannibal Holocaust.
There is. I mean, later on, I'll tell you what. There are scenes in this movie that I'm not going to describe right now.
Yeah.
And I'll describe them to you later on.
I love Sergeant Kabuki Man and NYPD.
But I mean, this is like.
And I just won't even bring.
There are like straight up absurd cartoonish just acts of cruelty in this movie.
Yeah.
And
Terror Firmer is a lot like
they fucking turned around. That was the Toxic Avenger. They turned around and put out the Toxic Crusaders.
Which is the cartoon?
Cartoons for children.
For children.
Insane. There's a video game. We got to get it. But that's the connection with RoboCop. So how do you kill people? Don't tell me. Wait, we were trying to move on from that. But you can answer.
Know?
The dude. I want to know what's in this barrel.
Polonium.
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 Tonium.
I was going to say vote against Medicare for all.
That's what's in this barrel. His little door is set to only in, so if he goes out, it's fine. And really just thank you to my cast, and thank you to my viewers. And we're going to watch a video, and then we're going to talk about Stalker and some other nuclear things. And then we're almost done. The show's more than halfway over. It's almost the end of the show. It's almost the end of the show. So, yeah. I want to clean that whole thing up, you know, so that you can find the things that are yours. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. This is for everyone that contributed to this fucking weird show. Does he wear a dress? Or ladies' underwear? Was he in charge of the FBI?
Yeah, only on Tuesdays.
Oh, okay. But he also invented the vacuum.
I thought that was Kirby.
Oh, it might have been. Jack Kirby?
Jack Kirby?
Jack
I thought
Kirby.
his name's just Kirby. Does Kirby now have a first name?
Jack Kirby, I think, was a writer for Marvel Comics in the 60s.
Oh boy.
Him and J. Edgar Hoover invented the vacuum cleaner together.
What? What? Oh my god. Wow. What?
And then I'm just this annoying, stoned asshole. And that's who I play in every role-playing character that I am.
You know Halloween a couple years ago at Ed's when I showed up as like a dusted C-3PO?
Yes, that was amazing. I actually meant to ask you if you still have that bucket.
Nah, it kind of it started getting hard to maintain. The little pieces of.
Oh boy! This is almost like hearts where you shoot to breathe. Use one drop at a time. Use one drop at a time. This is coated with nothing but that sauce. This is.
And it became one of my favorite movies, and my dad was
did.
so mad. My dad was like, "You can't be watching this," and I was like, "I've already seen it 5 times, Dad. Like, it doesn't matter anymore."
Yeah.
Did it? Fuck yes. Fuck yes.
Oh, dumb me. Hover strats, anyone?
Practice mode of katana is like cutting through 16 bamboo tied together, and that would represent the amount of force it would take to remove somebody's arm.
16 bamboo stalks?
Or like at the knee.
Let's get 16 bamboo stalks.
And a katana?
And then cut someone's knees off.
Sure, why not?
They all thought I was an executive producer,
Right.
and so I was like eating with the top guys.
Oh, that's why, because you had
Everybody
you
was
were the
pissed
executive
off
producer.
because I was wearing a long coat, and everybody was like, "That thing looks legit. He's got the director on his chain. He's got everybody going."
You're yelling at the director?
And I'm yelling at the director. Nobody yells at the director.
How do you feel about everything?
Oh, wow, what a question. It's all pretty weird.
Yeah, that's, you know, that's really what I say when people ask me just
What
about
is
anything.
this for?
That was cruel, Toronto.
And we had already decided that we were
Oh, Chaos, I'm sorry.
so we're like, fuck it. That's our food.
How long did that... How long did that supply of halflings last you guys?
You're still eating them when we quit playing.
Yeah, when that particular thing finished, they were not done the halfling.
It's gonna be just by a fucking nose.
Are you sure? Toronto only needs to hit that fucking thing with one arrow.
I'm like back and forth watching.
I can't.
Oh my god!
All right, that looked like
40,
46 on
40,
Toronto.
46! That's game! It's game! It's Toronto!
Oh my god. Oh my god. Finally. The grind is done.
Cheater! Can't use it!
Oh no. Is this it? Oh my god, it is! He just like slowly fell down, like, okay.
I had 1 life left! I had 1 life left!
What the fuck is that? That is what vaginas are. That is why they're scary. Do you see that snatch? Do you see that fucking snatch? You kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
Why do you say that? Fuck Chad. Chad's not my boy.
Chad's the best character on the show.
Fuck you. Chad is your boy. You own him now. After saying that, Chad is your boy, your team, motherfucker. Fuck Chad. Use the ladies' room, Chad.
Stop eating 2 lunches, Chad.
Stop eating 2 lunches, Chad. That's lunch for 2 people, Chad.
It was like 3. He had like 3 lunches. He had a bowl of soup,
He had a bowl
too.
of soup with it. Such an ass. Fuck Chad.
Next to the goblins, spilled to the floor, writhing around, pissing themselves to death.
That was the stupidest fucking thing!
I'm not sure what that game was. That wasn't Minecraft. What's up, everybody? Really, thank you so much. Everyone that was in that video, everyone that has been on the show, everyone. Celix, thank you so much for the gift subscriptions. That's who you can thank, Chaos Confetti. Everyone, thank you so much for everything, for contributing, subscribing, for cheering, for being a part of this. Everyone in that video, thank you guys so much. I mean it. Yeah, we're going to find out what happened to those 2 gentlemen in the beginning of the episode in a little bit. Yo, Harabs.
Yo.
Tell me a little bit about... Well, would you like to start... What is your favorite interpretation of this story?
Which story are we talking about?
The one that is a book by Russian people and also a video game. And also...
Okay.
Wait.
Let's take it from the top.
Oh, the movie is also different. There's a movie that's a different version of this as well.
They're all completely different.
Yeah.
They're all pretty similar.
I'm going to try to keep up.
It all starts here.
Oh. This is... Oh, that was an attempt at Miss Arias. Roadside Picnic.
Roadside Picnic by Boris and Arkady Strugatsky.
This is a good book.
This is a great book. Have you read it?
Oh, that was Minecraft story mode. Oh, okay.
It looked like Minecraft.
Yeah. Well, a lot of things look like Minecraft. The camera is mirrored, yes. That's correct.
Yeah. Yeah, so
No, this is actually in Cyrillic.
Yeah,
text.
that's the original.
This is
Russian
the original
edition. That's why
Cyrillic.
it doesn't look
I don't know what. This is not actually what was the original title. That doesn't say roadside picnic.
You read right to left.
It's clearly in Cyrillic.
Yeah,
That was the original title.
roadside picnicu.
That's not a translation though. I mean, is it like an Easternized? You don't know.
I don't speak as much Russian as I wish I did.
Okay.
This was written in the 60s.
Yeah, this is old.
It was very censored. Censorship was really hot.
You know what's interesting that I've never really asked you about this whole thing is
communism.
Yeah, what kind of symbolism is in this book? Is this all a symbolism for some political something that was going on at the time?
You know, it's
is this book a symbolism?
There are people who are probably literary analyst types who will tell you that there is.
Yeah.
I'm not one of them.
Okay.
I just like it because it's fantastic.
Oh, this is the smelly marker.
It takes place in Canada.
Oh, really?
In a province called Harmont.
Oh, that sounds nice and Canadian.
After an event called the Visitation.
Yeah.
Which is when basically a bunch of weird things happened. Like, there's a part early in the book where a scientist who's in charge of researching the Visitation says, if you spun a globe and took 6 shots at it with a revolver, you know, they would be, you know, kind of spaced out apart from each other, but kind of in a line. And
Right.
that's where the several visitations appeared to happen. And what the visitations did was they left anomalies.
Are they visible? Is there like a gumball?
Not all of them.
But sometimes?
The areas where visitations were, you know, the phenomena and anomalies associated with visitations were observed were designated no-go zones.
Sure, much like
Or zones,
yes,
for sure. Just like
exclusion
the Chernobyl
zones.
exclusion zone.
Right.
Um,
Other famous gumballs, Dalaran in Azeroth, Annihilation starring Princess
right.
Amidala.
Annihilation with Princess Amygdala is
Yeah.
straight up a zone from
Same. It's almost
Roadside
as
Picnic.
from what I know. As far as I know, that might even be an adapt. It probably is not, but I mean, it sounds like
It's
a very
directly
similar
inspired
premise.
by Roadside
Directly
Picnic.
inspired.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Awesome
it's
shit.
awesome. I love
Yeah,
Annihilation.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Annihilation's great.
crazy cool.
Still
so
got
we've got
nothing on
we got a gumball.
Andrei Tarkovsky's Stalker, which we'll get to. Roadside Picnic is the original novel that started the craze of the idea of a portion of the earth that had, by the time of the 60s, held no more secrets for humankind.
Okay.
No place was off limits. We could fly or take a train or drive our car anywhere as long as we had a passport and the permission of the authorities. No place was off limits, even by the 60s. So this idea that aliens or who knows what
Demons.
could, anything, radioactivity could render an area uninhabitable or unvisitable itself was enticement to go to these places where societies
Yeah, it's just like a bunch of lunatics that are going to go to Area 51.
Yeah,
try to get in.
Well, no, Area 51's quite the opposite.
That's
Area
true.
51 is a super controlled place.
Yeah, this is the wild. These people
The
are going
zone is-
literally like, you know about the hero's journey.
Yeah.
You're home. You go into the unknown. You're changed forever. This is it. That's what this is a metaphor for.
In the information age,
That's what this is.
When there were no more unknown or non-visitable areas, the idea of the zones of visitation was like creating a frontier on Earth where previously there were inhabited.
We must have more to discover.
I got really good
We
at
are
that.
humankind.
And
Looks like a David Lynch movie.
This looks like something David Lynch might have.
So the government said, "Don't go here.
Yeah.
You're gonna die, or you're gonna find stuff that you're gonna get rich off of, and we're not. So you're not allowed to go
Oh, they
here.
hate it when you do that shit.
We'll kill you if you try to go here." And of course, nothing makes people want to go to a place more than the government telling them not to. So stalkers were created. Red Stewart, the protagonist of Roadside Picnic, is a Canadian, and he's a stalker. He can't leave the damn zone alone. He loves it.
Oh, you can't. It's like
he feels free there. He's a frontiersman in a world where there are only 7 frontiers, and one of them is in his backyard.
Is one of them like deep space? What are the 7 frontiers? I don't.
The
I
7
don't mean
zones of visitation.
So it's not even the bottom of the ocean.
Not at all. He was born and raised in one of the.
Oh, what
areas-
year is this taking place?
I think it's like in the 80s or something like that. I'm not sure. I don't
Okay.
recall the exact period. It's kind of timeless.
It's never far enough ahead in the future.
Red Stewart is a big, rough and tumble, young, Canadian guy in his 20s who grew up in one of the areas that became an exile region. Like because of the visitation zones. So he had to leave his childhood home and live on the outskirts. And he makes his living sneaking in and smuggling out these weird relics. Until he gets arrested for doing so. And then the government's like, okay, well, you like doing this and you know what you're doing and we need somebody to do it for us. So they put him, on as an employee of an agency researching the zone.
Loot boxes.
Right. The government.
Oh my God! Wait.
The government wants that loot.
Are you sure this is not the plot line of Fortnite? I understand that
There's
Fortnite.
no building.
I understand that Fortnite takes place inside of a zone that is shrinking, and you have to collect loot boxes for
No,
the
the
government.
zone is not shrinking in Roadside Picnic.
Oh, okay. So totally different.
Although there are people that compete with each other.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but there are people in there compete. Not like 100 of them at once.
No, there's nobody in there trying to kill each other or anything
Oh,
like
okay.
there is in Shadow of
And they're
Chernobyl.
not, but importantly,
Shadow of Chernobyl we'll get to later. 1981, I think after 2 or 3 attempts
1981
of
was
filming it,
awesome. Who remembers it?
he filmed it in the 70s. The footage got destroyed. He had to film it again.
That happened to Ween with the mollusk.
They filmed it in a Cold War military equipment graveyard. Everybody involved ended up dying of cancer.
You really don't have to rush. Did everyone really?
Everybody died.
Oh my God!
Natalie,
was it radioactive or?
Natalie Solinsky,
or was it like
the star
chemical
of the film,
poisonous?
One of the stars of the film died very soon after filming, which is a shame.
That's
There's
terrible.
Also, Andrei Rublev, another Andrei Tarkovsky film you should very much watch. Anyway, Andrei Tarkovsky took like at least 2 attempts to film this fucking movie. It almost killed him. It probably ended up killing him. It killed most of the cast. It's in the Criterion Collection. It's about 3 hours long. About 2 minutes of it have dialogue. You should watch it.
Wow. I do want to. There's no, but it's not available anywhere.
It's called Stalker. You can watch it on
Stalker,
Amazon.
yeah.
You have to pay to rent it. I recommend paying to buy it so you can watch it more than once.
Check this out. This is one of the few things that you can't just watch whenever for free.
Along with, it is one of my favorite films of all time, along with Hard to Be a God by Alexei German, which is also based on a novel by Boris and Arkady Strugatsky, who wrote Roadside Picnic. However, people say Stalker and Hard to Be a God are the worst movies of all time.
People say that.
People do say
and they're
that,
both made by this
especially Hard
gentleman?
to Be a God. They're based on Strugatsky novels. Stalker is based on Roadside Picnic. It's about people on the outskirts of society, physically and psychologically.
Sure.
So the book is about Red Stewart, who is this guy who is kind of a renegade, and he goes into the zone and all this crazy shit happens. Stalker, the film, throws all that out of the window and keeps only the idea of the zone and the anomalies within it. And has pretty much 4 characters. The Stalker, his wife, the professor, and the writer.
That's like Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, it's a lot like Gilligan's Island. So the Stalker is hired by the writer and the professor to take them into the zone to find the room, which is a place that can, in this area full of deadly anomalies, there's supposedly one room that can grant wishes. So they say, well, take us there. We want our wish granted. Which, it's bullshit in both of their cases. They're totally full of fucking shit.
No one knows where wishes are granted?
No, they know that the room will grant wishes, but
none of them know where it is.
they don't actually want their wishes granted.
Oh.
They're full of shit. They really just want to go to the zone. But you'll understand by the end of the film. Like I said,
yeah.
It's only 3 hours long, and there's
And
only
there's
like
how
10
much
minutes.
dialogue? So is it very textural? There's a lot of scenery.
I
There's
think
a lot of
I think there's
sweeping.
one scene that's like 15
Well,
minutes long without any dialogue.
There's a very famous scene where there's a lot of bodies covered in salt or something.
Right.
Like this is a very famous scene from the movie.
This is one of the last scenes in the film. This is an actual place in the Estonian Cold War military equipment graveyard where they filmed all this shit. And there is this room full of all these dunes. And it's fucking crazy. And like a big ass bird flies through. The movie's incredible. I cannot recommend it enough. You might be bored to death by it. That's fine. But if you give it a try, you will have died honorably.
There are
Put it that way.
certainly 3-hour movies with not a lot of dialogue. that are okay.
This is certainly one of them.
This is certainly one of them.
And the dialogue that there is like, some of it is like really like, come on, man, like
Sure.
you guys are really philosophizing way too fucking hard about this shit.
But shot in
It's great.
Russian.
Right, it's a very, very Russian film. You know, if you're familiar with all that entails. So they don't touch on, you know, the radioactivity and things. That was all introduced by Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl.
Break time.
Pretty much it. You don't want it to be hotter because things melt.
Well, that's the whole idea of the nuclear reactor is getting it
hot enough,
just hot enough, and then being able to make it stop getting hot.
Right, which I actually
that's the problem.
Might go into a segue later about how plutonium burns, but we'll talk about that later.
Was there plutonium before we got here?
Very small amounts.
There were little bits of it?
So small that we couldn't even detect it. And the reason is because plutonium has a half-life of 87 years.
Oh, it goes away.
Yes.
What's it turn
just
into?
Naturally. Mostly uranium.
Does
mostly uranium, and then some thorium, and then it breaks down a little further because those two were also radioactive. So it's kind of like it drops through the chain and splits and splits and splits and splits and splits until it turns into like strontium, cesium. It's all kind of the same family of nuclear reactions. Just goes up and down the chain. This all goes both ways. The way you, huh? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you there.
Oh, does C-thorium come into this equation at all?
C-thorium is made up. So if you want some C-thorium, you could draw a picture.
Do you know? Do you know what that's from? You know where that material is found?
Where it is found? No,
Yeah.
I don't know where you find it.
On
Where do you find
Azeroth
C-thorium?
in World of Warcraft. It's a material in World of Warcraft.
That is why I'm not familiar with the origin of C-thorium.
I had to fill
They
out.
really?
I had to fill out insurance papers, and I was on a lot of drugs, and they had injected me with. What radioactive material do they inject people with? I couldn't remember then, and I don't remember now. But I had to write down the name of the material, and I couldn't remember. And later on I thought to myself, and I realized that I had written down C-thorium.
Is this like a legit thing? Did you actually do this?
That's something that that absolutely
Yeah,
got it.
wow.
There was a problem. I had to.
That's
they came in
incredible.
and they were like, "No one injected you with C-thorium." I don't remember what it was.
Oh
it was
my
a
God.
blood marker.
So if you get a CAT scan, you get injected with something that gives off neutrons, and
Yes.
the neutrons then get detected by. But I don't. There's lots of things that give off neutrons, so it could be
Yeah.
a bunch of different things. One thing that
It was similar to C4. It was something. The word
was
was
very
similar.
similar.
And like in my mind, and I was all on drugs, a lot of drugs. But in my mind, I could picture some kind of word with an S, you know.
Okay.
And that's like what came out of my hand. And I didn't. When I was writing it, I didn't make the connection that it was a Warcraft thing. And then I found out later that I had written that. Yeah.
So I have your answer though.
Okay.
It's cesium.
Cesium, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yes. Cesium is good for clocks, and it's also can replace calcium in your bones, and that's what gives you bone cancer.
Oh, that's what it was. Oh, it was. They were scanning my bones.
Oh yeah, cesium.
I had to carry a card for a month that said
Same.
like, if I set off a metal detector, this is why.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
You were temporarily radioactive.
Cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool actually. You're giving neutrons to the universe.
Cool.
Which
You're
is
welcome,
very
universe.
dangerous. Actually, giving neutrons to the universe is bad.
Well, they
Because
didn't.
it makes-
They didn't come from outside of the universe. If they did, that would be very bad.
I mean, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Is there like a 1/100th of a thousandth of a million chance that I would be like walking past some type of metal and one of those neutrons would strike it and the whole planet would burst?
It wouldn't burst. It would just collapse into a neutron star.
Oh, okay.
And then that would be the end of existence as we know it.
Cool. I wish I had done that.
Yeah, me too. That would have been pretty awesome. You would have saved us a whole lot of trouble.
Sure. You use iodine to prevent.
Exactly. Like, so radioactive iodine is the result of uranium breaking apart, and radioactive iodine is really radioactive. It decays in like 30 days.
But if you have iodine in your body, it won't take in.
See, here's the fun part about radioactivity. The more radioactive it is, the faster it decays.
Yes.
The faster it decays, the more it kills you.
Mm-hmm.
But if it doesn't decay very fast, there's a very long half-life of billions of years. It's not actually really going to do much harm to you. It might like hit you with some radiation.
Yeah, people discovered all this stuff because they were just playing with these rocks and like left them near film and shit, and they were like, "Whoa, these rocks are always hot."
Yeah, and burning them,
Yeah.
and like leaving them out in the sun.
But not melting people.
Many people have died.
But not
in
from
this-
the early people who like first discovered that uranium had these properties.
Some of them did.
Okay.
Some of them ate it and like put it in their mouths.
What?
Dude, there's a lot of dumb people in the world.
Well,
Especially
I mean,
scientists.
I guess a lot of people go around eating rocks.
But they didn't know. They didn't know what radiation was, and so they just, why am I getting this sickness? That's why I called it radiation sickness, because they didn't know it was actually just breaking apart their atoms
Mm-hmm.
until you run out of uranium. That's what the French do. The French
just make more plutonium.
They just make more plutonium, and then you have to clean it. You have to process it, get the plutonium out, turn it into oxide, which then becomes interesting. Because have you ever had a experience with a metal fire?
No way.
Because metal fires are pretty well known for not going out, and that's pretty much why nuclear fires are really dangerous. Is because they're metal fires.
Oh, yes.
And metal fires.
They had a hell of time. They had a hell of time putting that shit out on HBO.
They don't go out.
Yeah.
As long as there's, and here's the fun part. They did tests with plutonium to see if they can put a plutonium fire out. Once it starts burning, like gathering oxygen and oxidizing and basically turning into plutonium rust, gives off tons of heat. And so that heat is above the burning temperature. And so it just continues burning as long as there is oxygen. But the plutonium, as it burns, it actually expands. It becomes less dense and more voluminous. And so it eats the oxygen that's in the air and keeps it inside of itself before burning with it. So if you try to put out a plutonium fire with like sand or whatever the hell you can think of, obviously not water because it has oxygen.
Boron.
Boron is probably the only thing that see, here's the thing, it doesn't put out the fire.
It covers it and shields it.
Keeps it where it is.
And
Because
turns
all
into
that
corium.
And turns into corium, exactly. That's why we have the elephant's foot. The elephant's foot is still on fire. It's just not on fire to like the atmosphere and us, but it's still burning in there. And but also there's two kinds of fire for plutonium. There's oxidation fire, which is combustion, like normal burning, gasoline burns. And then there's decay, and the decay is kind of like in the sweet spot, especially for space travel. Voyager 1 and 2 set off in the 70s, I think, 77. They still have plutonium in their like metal bodies.
Oh,
their
so
space bodies. So they're still active. They're still producing electricity and sending us signals, and they're like what, 20 billion miles away?
Voyager is still sending signals to us?
44 years later.
Really?
Because
we're still like receiving signals from it? What's it saying?
Correct. It's saying, hi, this is the composition of what's outside of the sun's influence.
Has it passed the Oort cloud?
Far past the Oort cloud.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's past the heliopause. It's past the place where the sun has no more influence on the universe.
How long does it take? How late are we receiving its signals?
I don't know what the delay is, but if you take the speed of light and divide that into the distance that it is, 300 million miles per, no, 300,000 miles per second times, or we have 20 billion miles. So divide
right.
the speed of light into that, and that's how many hours it's going to take to get the signal.
So how am I gonna get out there to capture Voyager before it gets possessed and comes back to Earth as a bald woman?
You're not. It's going to come back.
Even with a ton of plutonium, it's never coming back. Well, I mean, it is.
It's coming back.
Yeah,
it's coming back to Earth as a bald woman, but you're not going to stop that.
We're not going to catch it before it becomes a bald woman.
No force in the universe can stop that. That's just an inevitability. Think of it as God. You can't do that. We couldn't even conceive of a technology to do that because you can't go faster than the speed of light. So no, bald woman, definitely happening. Not sure when, nobody knows when, but definitely happening.
Few good
I
things
love
to come
ass
out of
markers. One of Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl is one of the few things.
One of the few good things.
Few good things. Sorry, yes.
To come out of all the long and torturous relationship between Ukraine and Russia.
Man, what's Stalker, Shadow of Chernobyl? Well,
It's a PC game from 2007.
Do you think the choice was made to like people would know what it's about and not just Stalker, where we're going into a weird place? This is the exclusion zone.
It was inspired by both the phenomenon of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant meltdown and the novel Roadside Picnic by Boris and Arkady Strugatsky and the film Stalker by Andrei Tarkovsky. So it's kind of there's an evolution. There's the novel inspired the movie, which didn't have a lot to do with the novel, but then they both kind of inspired the game. The game is like the Hegelian synthesis, if you're familiar with Johannes Hegel and his philosophy. Thesis, antithesis, synthesis.
That sounds like something I might know about.
Okay, so the game is kind of like, all right, we took a book, we took a movie. What's the next step with this concept? Interactive video game.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
Cthulhu.
Yeah, exactly. So in
The next step is Cthulhu. Yo, what's up, everyone?
Shadow of Chernobyl, you're in an exclusion zone, but it's not because of some kind of bizarre, inexplicable visitation.
It's the exclusion zone.
It's the Chernobyl nuclear power plant exclusion zone.
Yeah.
Because of the meltdown, there are now anomalies in the area. The anomalies generate artifacts. Fortune seekers and, government agencies are getting involved, trying to keep people out or get in and steal shit or kill each other over it.
Sounds a lot like Half-Life.
It's like an aftermath to Half-Life 1 a little bit, without the aliens of Half-Life 2,
Right,
really.
no head crabs.
There's not really aliens, there are mutations. It's a really fantastic fucking game. The atmosphere and the settings and stuff like that obviously take a lot of inspiration from Tarkovsky's film. And
I'm gonna play it.
I cannot recommend watching.
You've been telling me this for months.
Playing that game.
You've been telling me both these things for months, but there's no way in the world I'm ever gonna spend money to see a movie.
Okay.
I mean,
I'll buy a DVD and we'll watch it.
Yeah, we will. Absolutely.
I have it on my Amazon.
I mean, I'll spend money to go see a movie in a theater, but I don't really.
Oh, if they ever run Stalker in theaters, I'm paying for everybody's ticket.
Everyone. That's awesome. I can't wait. I would, yeah, but I haven't actually, you know what? I'm full of shit. I totally rent movies from The Thing for $3.
The Thing?
You know what? I wonder
if
how much does it cost to rent it on Amazon?
$3.99.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking rent it. I don't know why I even said that. I'm an idiot. I do that all the time. Exclamation point disclaimer. Everyone, thank you very much. If you're wondering what happened to those gentlemen that we started the episode with, it is almost the end of the show. Let's find out.
Much worse than that.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets.
Yo, we out here. We fucking enjoying this joint on this really nice day. Dude, look at this. Yo, how do you fine gentlemen do? Oh, dude, there's a civilian. What? What's... Dude, sir, you should leave here. Are you serious? I can't take a hit. I'm wearing a protective mask. We can't take a hit. And you're going to definitely die within 24 hours. So, like, smoke them if you got them, man. You want to take some selfies or something? How should we pose? Saturday Night Fever. We'll do flowers. Okay. Yeah, can we like that? Oh, yeah. Dude, there's not supposed to be civilians here. This guy's totally fucked. This guy's definitely gonna... This guy is gonna be a pile of goo by the time the sun goes down.
Well, and then just the blue right after? Yeah. Oh. I know. There's gas coming from it. Fucking, I knew it. This is fucking bullshit. No, boy. Good. Oh, it's in my hand. Oh, no. Oh, I got it in my glove. All right. Oh, come on. They fucked us.
You know what? This is it. It's all finally over. It's okay, man.
Oh, baby, baby, dip me harder, you set me free. I believe this radiation is killing me, but we will be fine.
Start dancing.
What I went through for my art.
Did you suffer for it?
Oh, for my sanity as well.
Oh, I hope I didn't shoot all that too dark.
Better not. I gotta lay down.
You're out?
No.
One more?
No, we gotta finish this.
One more.
I'm in to win it. Hey, do you see these Triforces on the ground?
Oh, no shit.
There's one on the path too. Make sure you get a shot of it.
Same time.
Yeah.
Oh God, yours is kind of wood.
Did I do the music video without my back? We got it. Yeah, well, definitely. Let's talk this weekend. Yo, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for everything, and thanks for being a part of this and shit, man. Dude, crazy shit. I'll talk to you soon, man.